Okay, I'm a little bit fired up because I was reminded of something that I've been meaning to openly discuss, and I never have before. But this is something that hit me when I was coming out of college, and once it hit me, I really got kind of angry because it's one of those things of like it's kind of like a moment of self-awareness, but then it's like you really realize that it's one of the big problems. It's like the elephant in the room. And I want to talk to the black community about this because it's really aggravating, and especially when we have like this duality of let's help end racism, but then we're still not going to not be racist. And what I want to address is why white people always get a pass with us. And specifically, I want to talk about when it comes to hopping the fence. And for those that don't know, hopping the fence is when you date outside of your race or interracially. But since we're talking about American racism, I am specifically talking about blacks and whites. Now, black community, what I want to know is this. How come when I'll be more specific. How come when a black man dates a white woman, he hates himself, he's an Uncle Tom, he's acquiescing to the white community, he doesn't care about his own community, he forgets where he comes from, all these other accusations. But when a white man dates a black woman, he's curious, he has jungle fever, he wants something different, he wants chocolate on his icing, or he wants chocolate icing on his white cake. Like there's all of this, oh, he's allowed to do it. But if the black man does it, it's, why you hate yourself? Why, what's wrong with black? But there's never a question of, like, when a white man dates a black woman, what's wrong with white? Why can't you stay with your own race? It's like, wait. So a black man has to stay with a black woman, but a white man is free to date whatever race he wants to, or a black woman specifically. Like, that don't make no sense. Like, again, that's a racial double standard. It's like, how come when a black man dates outside of his race, how come he can't be, he wants something new? How come he's not curious about, a different culture or a different race? Or better yet, how about, let's use the same situation as to what really happens with black men who date outside of the race. How come it's not, he is actually dating women of his community, of his surroundings? How come those are never, how come those situations are never thought of or brought up? And it's like, white people can date blacks, but blacks can't date whites. And it's just like, that don't make no sense at all. And I've still yet to wrap my mind around that. And then let's go on to the brothers who think that they're gonna somehow get around this just by dating they date a non-black woman but also a non-white woman. Okay, they date. Let's just go with Korean. All right, a black man dates a Korean woman, and it's not he's curious about a different culture. He wants something different. He wants something new. He wants to learn about a culture that he, just go down the line. No. It's, he hates himself. He just doesn't want a black woman. Or my favorite one I've heard is, he wants a white woman, but he doesn't want to be called out and ostracized by dating a white woman, so he goes with the next best thing, a Korean woman or an Asian woman. Right? And it's just like, okay, but if you see a white man walking down the street with an Asian woman, oh, he likes the culture. Oh, he wants to identify with them on some level and learn something new. Oh, he's exploring other options. It's like, whoa. So how come the black man is self-hating when he dates outside his race, regardless as to what the race is? But when the white man dates outside of his race, he's curious, he's, open-minded, he wants something new, just go down the list of, legitimate reasons, I guess you could say, as to why someone would hop the fence or date outside their race. And we can even go into, oh, well, the white man is in control of the media, the white man's in control of the businesses, the white man, okay, fine. But that's even more of a reason to not date out and marry outside of his race. That's more of a reason. Because if you want to claim the white supremacy card, again, a white man getting with a non-white woman does not produce white children. Therefore, he's not keeping it white. Therefore, you can't really claim white supremacy if the inheritors of the quote-unquote white wealth is not white. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you can't claim that. Or if you want to go the route of, well, they're, how do I explain this? There's so many of them that those who hop the fence, it doesn't matter. Okay, that's fine. But those that do hop the fence, do they hate themselves? And the answer is always no. And it's like, how do you know this? Because I can safely tell you that I have met self-hating white men. Now, they hate themselves for different reasons, whether it be they feel guilty about slavery, and they don't want to be white because of that, or they think that if they were a different race, they would have different life situation, therefore that would somehow mean that their family problems weren't there, which that makes no sense, but I have met a couple. Oh, okay, yeah, sure. Being black's going to solve the fact that your dad cheated on your mom, whatever, but whatever. But, again, it's white people get a pass again, and, yeah, like, I don't, like, this is just one of those things, it's so perplexing to me on how black people can sit here and, it's self-hate with us, but it's curiosity and exploring the world with others, okay? Like, that is literally dumbfounding, okay? Now, before I go into other areas, I want to address these two things again with hopping the fence. And this is something that I personally identify, but then again, I don't personally identify with it. Because this is something that I first saw in high school that used to infuriate the hell out of me. And that's the whole, and black women are going to champion this left and right, and I got to admit, they are absolutely right. Black men with ugly white women, but won't date an ugly black woman of the same level of ugliness. Okay, on the 1 to 10 scale, a black man will be let's just say a 5 or a 6. Okay, when it comes to black women, he won't accept anything lower than a 6 or a 7. But with a white woman, he'll go all the way down to like a 3. And it's like, whoa, hold up, bruh. You're going to sit here and say that you ain't dating LaQuisha because she's fat, her hair ain't together, she's sloppy and nasty and loud and got an attitude, but you'll date, I don't know, Martha, who is fat, out of shape, sloppy, hair ain't together, stringy, got pimples on her face, and it's just like, whoa. So, LaQuisha is ugly and you ain't down with that, but you ain't afraid to be seen hugging up and booing up with Martha, who literally looks like a bag of dog food. Like, that don't make no sense at all. All right. Now, if you want to sit here and say that you're not with LaQuisha because she ugly, and then go over to Martha and be like, "Nah, you ugly too." Okay. Or if you're booed up with Martha, don't sit here and say LaQuisha's ugly. You know, okay? You may have more in common with Martha on a personal level, but you can't sit there and say that she looked better than LaQuisha, all right? Like that don't make no sense. And I saw that all the time in high school, and I used to be like, I was so dumbfounded. I was almost like, I don't even have to say nothing. Like, this is outrageous, you know. And those are the examples of. I'm talking about my fellow black brethren here. Those men, and you know who you are too. You are the example of what black women talk about when they're like, self-hate, self-hate, self-hate. It's like, they got a point. They got a point, dog. They got a point. Okay? You over here with a level 4 white woman. I mean, and even the white men are like, are you serious? Are you serious? You're going to hug up on that and in public? And you going to let people see you hug up on her? And when I was in high school, see, that was when cell phones first started having cameras. Like actual color cameras that you could tell what was going on. And it's just like, ho. I wouldn't be booed up with that, man. You know, hey, you know, white boys are, you know, talking to me like, hey, John, like, what's your homie over there doing? I'm like, that ain't my homie. don't. It's so outrageous. I'm over here coughing. No, man, don't be throwing me in with that brother over there. You know, if I'm gonna hop the fence, I want some of them white girls that y'all over here messing with. You know, like, I want Becky and Samantha and Amber. Like, don't give me, you know, Martha and, you know, I don't know, Tiffany or whatever. You know, I mean, I'm just throwing those names out there. I actually don't know people with those names who are ugly, but yeah, but y'all know what I mean. You know, it's just like, come on now, come on, let's get it together. Black men, you know, we messing up. Black women are calling us out on it, and some of y'all are taking offense to it. But, you know, I mean, they're calling it what it is. I got the hiccups now anyway. But yeah, so it's just it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Let me move on here. Black women. Now it's your turn. Black women who do this, you're the reason why brothers such as myself consider hopping the fence so hard. Okay? Now, this is a recent phenomenon, and by recent I mean probably like within the past 10 years. You good-looking black women out there who still want a good man. I'm not talking about the strong, independent career women who don't need no man and all that other stuff. You know, blah, 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 blah. We've been hearing it. I'm talking about the Kerry Washington and scandal types. Goodness, I can't get rid of these hiccups. All right, y'all just have to deal with it because I got to get this off my chest because this is too unimportant to not address. I'm talking about the Kerry Washington and scandal, or the I really can't say Michelle Obama's, but well, hell with it. Let's just go with it. The Michelle Obama types. Y'all get with white dudes, all right? Now, here's the thing. Y'all already know that blacks are a minority. Okay? You on-point sisters are getting with white men, for the sake of saying that there ain't no on-point brothers. False. Thing is, we're out here looking for you, but you don't want us. All right? Now, well, I understand why you're going to white men. I get it. But you can't sit here and talk about black men with white chicks all the while you're with white men of, like, better caliber. And I don't want to say better caliber like they're intrinsically better because they're white or, you know, more financially, or not more financially stable. But that would actually be a good reason. What am I trying to say here? It's like if you're an on-point sister and you're like a 7, and you get with a white dude who's like a 6, a 7, or an 8, that's fine. But again, you'll go after a 6, 7, like a 6 or 7 white guy when you're a 6 or 7 black chick. But when it comes to black men, you want like a 7, 8, or 9. And then when you don't get that, you get mad, get a white guy, and get an uglier white guy than what you would have if, or you don't hold that white guy to the same beauty standard that you hold the black man to. Don't tell me you don't do it, because I see it in the few of you that decide to hop the fence. I see some of these Kerry Washington type sisters walking around talking about, I got a man, I'm good, thank you very much, I hold it down. And then here comes some, you know, grunge rock looking white dude, and it's like, whoa, 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 whoa. Hang on a minute, girl. So you can hang out with the grunge rock looking white boy, but the hip hop superstar black dude who's also, you know, forget the systems, not down with the corporations, we out here trying to hold it down, you're too good for him. But you'll accept it from the white boy, that's sort of like their little equivalent. That don't make no sense. Another one I see, and this is with women, and this is specifically to women because women are more emotional and all that other stuff, so there is a reason why I see this trend, but again, it's only with women, but the point still remains the same. How come when a brother wants to talk to you about spirituality, and I don't mean all that Afrocentric crap, I mean like actual God and a higher being and a higher calling, when a brother wants to talk to you about that, it's sort of a, I'm not into all that, or whatever, you know, kind of just I do me. But when a white boy comes over here and talks about, so yeah, man, I'm just, you know, I'm one with the cosmos, and, you know, it's all about getting into your inner being and uplifting yourself. And, you know, the white girls, and the black girls are like, oh my God, like, yeah, like, I you know, I can't have some of these conversations with other guys about that. And it's like, now wait a minute. The same place that you probably met that white guy who's talking about that, I can almost guarantee you there's another black dude who's doing the exact same stuff. Right? You know, it's like when it's like how black men get accused of getting with white women who are, you know, submissive to the man in their life, then saying, okay, well, the same place you met the white girl is the same place you can meet the black girl, even though black women are notoriously not where you found that white girl at. You know, but again, like there's a little bit of a non-equivalent just because we're talking about men and women, and like and outlooks and kind of groups are different, but the point still kind of remains the same. In that, how come you'll accept that from whites but not blacks? And again, on that issue, I'm addressing men and women. Okay, can we please address this? Because I am quite frankly tired of when I date a white chick getting that. And again, this has stopped recently, but this only stopped recently because now it's like, you know, like it's completely, it's like in vogue, like the thing to do now for a white chick to date a black guy, and which, that's bogus. I don't even know why that's like a thing now, but sort of like the I wouldn't say the counter culture, but the counter, or like the new social norm now is black women with white men, and I've seen that between Scandal and some of these other sitcoms. It's like, LaShonda is now with, Peter or something like that, and it's like, hang on a minute, like what, like, like, are you serious? Like that couple don't exist. Because here's something else I noticed. There is a certain type of white person, male and female, who date black. Okay? Like, there's a certain type of white woman who dates a black man, period. And they usually fall in one or two categories. I'm not going to say those categories because I have friends in those categories, and if they hear this, I know that even I can explain it, but then they'll think that I'm backpedaling. But I'm just going to say that, black men, if you haven't figured it out, there's a type of white woman who will date you, and they fall into one or two categories. Okay? Black women, same goes with white men. There's a certain type of white man who will date you and marry you, but they fall into one or two categories. Okay? You should be able to figure that out by yourself, just like the brothers had to figure out about the white women by themselves. And again, I know people don't want to talk about this, but we have to talk about it. Because if we really want to stop racism, we have to stop all of this, I'm not racist, but actions. Okay? Because that's something else that black people like to charge white people to, is that sort of, whenever a white person says, I'm not racist, but prepare for the most racist thing you've ever heard. It's like, well, yeah, but at the same time, don't sit here and say, I don't believe that, I don't think that white people are better than blacks, but you go out with somebody who is a lot uglier than what you would ever accept from blacks. Okay? And I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to lie to you. I fell into that same category. That's why I feel comfortable talking about this, because my own mother had to call me out on the BS that I was on. Because I forgot, this was back in, I can't remember if it was early high school or late middle school. But my mom, like, I said some chick was pretty, and my mom goes, now wait a minute. Why would you say she's pretty, but that other black girl that I pointed out wasn't pretty? And, again, I was brainwashed. I was like, Mom, what are you talking about? And she was like, you said the girl was pretty, right? And I was like, well, she ain't pretty. She's like, she cute, she all right. And she's like, okay, but what about that black girl who I pointed out, either yesterday or last week or whatever? And I'd be like, she's like, was she kind of cute? I was like, no. Like, like she's like, she had a nice butt, but that was it. Or I liked her hair, or her jawline was okay. Like, there was like one thing about her I would like, but then the white girl would be, well, she has pretty hair and she has a nice waist and I like the way she dresses. That's kind of about it. But, like, if she put on some makeup, though, yeah, I'd probably ask her out. And my mom would be like, really? So you're going to sit here and say that, the white girl just needs a little bit of cosmetic stuff, but the black girl needs a lot of cosmetic stuff, if not be an entirely different person altogether, and, she's like, John, that's logically inconsistent. And of course, then again, I was brainwashed, so I thought that, I'm like, no, mom's just trying to be on that black and proud stuff. But then when I got older, and then when I realized, again, the media influence, what the effects of media really have on people, who's in control of that media. Once I unbrainwashed myself, I look back at those moments and go, wow, my mom was exactly right. I was being racist and didn't even know it. And that's what I'm saying. Blacks, we have to get over this pride. And just call it out for what it is. I know it hurts. I know it sucks. But just call it out for what it is. Admit it, and then we can move on. Because you're not going to fix a problem that you don't admit is a problem. That's just it is what it is. But you know, it's just it's stuff like this. I just it irritates me. It gets me fired up. But at the same time, it's like I know I'm talking to a group of people, and this is black and white, a group of people who don't know that they're brainwashed. Because again, in dating white women, there are a certain type of white woman who will date black guys. That's why I laugh every time my white male friends sit here and think that I'm going to get Carrie and Carly and Becky and Susan and Karen and Catherine. It's like, guys, I know we've been friends for 15 plus years, but those girls are not going to date me. And then they come at me with like, you know, oh, well, you got to be confident. And if you go out with that attitude, you know, girls sense that. And they can just like, no. And see, that's why I did my video of I can't marry Carrie and Carly. Is because there's more to it than just, oh, I don't think I can get that kind of girl and blah, 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 blah. No. I'll tell you right now, if I was the exact same person I am now, with all my accomplishments, with all of my goals and ambitions and everything else, and I was white, my life would be so much different when it comes to dating. I mean, it would be night and day different. I mean, I have to honestly say I would probably not even be a nice person, because I'd probably get so much women. I would be that douchebag. I probably would be, you know, because I see white guys who are in my similar situation as far as social economic status and the neighborhood I grew up in, neighborhoods actually, and it's just like I see what they're doing. I see the level of women that they pull, and I'm like, yeah. People can say what they want, but this is a black versus white problem. Like, if I was white, I would be able to get all of those. Again, I'm gonna use Patrice O'Neal's example, because it's just the perfect analogy of what we think is that top shelf white woman. You know, it's like, yeah, I would have that. The blonde haired, blue eyes, great figure, athletic, you know, girl who's from the suburbs and who, you know, comes from a great home and good cars. You know, I would get that. I would have that just running through my front door, banging the door down, you know. And it's funny because, you know, again, being a kid growing up in the 90s, you know, I heard all that stuff. Like, oh, you know, if you do this, that, and the third, you'll have, you know, all sorts of women wanting you and good, and you're a great catch and blah, 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 blah. And then, you know, again, feminism and all that other crap aside, I'm sorry, my hookups went away. But that all that stuff aside, and you take away feminism, it's like, yeah, I would have been that, or I would be that guy. You know, but anyway, that's a side issue. But black community, please, can we just address the fact that we give white people a pass, on everything, you know? And again, is that a side effect of white supremacy? Yes. And by white supremacy, I mean the idea that white's better than black, not the idea of that, you know, not the idea of a white supremacist, which is like a Klan member, a white power skinhead. That is a white supremacist. White supremacy is just the idea that white is better, whether it be openly stated or whether it be stated through your actions. So, like, I was hanging out with, like, Schaefer. Schaefer's back from his trip over in Africa, and I was hanging out with a group of white people who he hangs out with, and I just looked at him. It's just like, yep. These white women are from my social class, from my social strata. We can identify on a lot of different things because we come from the same neighborhood. But if I was to ask any of them out on a date, I guarantee you they would say no, or come up with some reason as to why that we can't go on a date. But, you know, I know if you don't ask, you'll never know. Please trust me, you know. But then again, what is her reason for saying yes? Is it, sure, I've never dated a black guy before, I want to see what it's like? Or is it, ooh, you know, this is my chance to be in vogue with all the other, you know, chicks I see on television, not in real life, on television, you know? But that's neither here nor there. But black people, like I said in my other video, of why I can't marry Carrie and Carly. You know, races watch other races, and black people, white people are watching us. They are watching us and been watching us. I can't tell you the amount of times I got to hear, you know, well, John, I really feel comfortable talking to you about this, and I don't mean this in any racist way, but I do have a question about the black community. Then of course I have to roll out the podium and the ask a black dude, you know, microphone. It's like, okay, what is your question, Mr. Caucasian male? It's like, oh well, why is it that when black men do X, Y, and Z, you know, they like, well, why do they do that? You know, I've always kind of wondered, and I don't mean that any disrespectful. I don't mean to infringe upon your personal feelings. I would just like to know that. And then I have to sit here and go like well, Chad, this is why black men do this, and this is why black women do this, and this is why black people in general collectively think this way. And then, you know, the white person has that confused as hell look on their face, and it's like, you know, yes, it is stupid. Yes, it is, you know, contradictory, but it makes sense to us. And they always have the look of, I want you to go into more detail, but it's kind of, I'm still trying to wrap my mind around the level of stupidity of the first thing that you said. So I'm not even sure if I can even go on. So I will just accept your answer, and I will go, okay, and I will continue to be confused about the black community. And then once I see a look in their face, I go, don't worry, it doesn't make sense, and that's why the black community doesn't like black guys or black people like me. Then they go, oh, okay. And then, you know, then there's that look of relief, like, oh, okay, so it's not just something that I, as a white man, can't understand because I'm white. It literally is stupid. It's like, yes, it is. It is very stupid, and I wish it would stop. I really wish it would stop. And that's why I'm on my own website that Aaron and I run, so we can say what we want to say, because no one else is going to say it. But, all right, I'm starting to get sarcastic and overly angry. So so I'm just gonna end it there. But the black community, please, can we stop with the double standards of white people? Like, I mean, if we're gonna hold white people, or if we're gonna sit here and hold black people to this high standard of excellence and looking, you know, a certain type of way and a level of standard that just, you know, is what the epitome of what an American, you know, regardless of race, should be and look like, and hold the standard, the standard that they should. See, I'm so mad I can't even talk. The standard that should be upheld. There we go. Hold them to a high standard that should be upheld. Let's hold all races to that standard. If you want to hop the fence and date outside the race, fine. You know what? And as far as I'm concerned personally, I wish everyone would date someone outside the race, because I am so sick of having these stupid arguments about why someone's hopping the fence and blah, 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 blah. And don't get me wrong, it is getting better. I have my own reasons as to why I think it's getting better, and it's not for a good reason. Again, yes, it has to do with the white elites and what they're trying to do, but I'll do another video about that and condense more of my thoughts into that. But anyway, black people, let's be consistent, please. Can we just be consistent? Anyway, that's my video. John from the Gen XY.